I'm Jess. I'm a nurse and a mom with a passion for flipping furniture. I'm using that passion to pay my way to gain my master's in nursing. So join me in this journey and let's flip this script. Hey guys, welcome back. Here's another video where I'm going to turn this super red retro change table dresser thing into something way cooler, way more chic. It is in awesome condition though. Like the drawers slide amazing. I'm missing a couple knobs, but semantics. I saw the detailing and the club feet on this, and I knew I had to get it, especially considering it was free 99. And then here's where I struggled because I could not get these cloth or these club feet off. I figured it out after, so I could not get these things off. So I decided to try this easy off oven cleaner hack to get the old stain off. And as you can see, I struggled with even the lid. So I'm spraying a generous coat on there. And then I gave it at least 15 minutes. And I ended up putting another coat on because the first one did absolutely nothing. So spoiler alert, the second coat did nothing as well, which was disappointing. I really wanted this hack to work, but unfortunately it didn't work for me. So I had to resort, all it did was bubble, even after a long time. I think total I did like 45 minutes. So then I had to resort to my chemical stripper, which is unfortunate because the oven cleaner didn't stink. It was fume free. My lights turned off, so I was working in the dark here. But yeah, I had to resort to the stripper, which I hate the smell of it. Even through my respirator, I can kind of smell it, but it works like a charm. So I put a generous coat on all of these 4 club legs using my rubber glove. I use a thick latex one just from the dollar store. And yeah, I just put a lot on, and then I cover it in saran wrap and leave it for at least 15 minutes. Look at your container to see what it says, but mine says at least 15 minutes. And anything before that, I don't find helps at all. So 15 minutes minimum. Typically, I do at least 20 minutes, honestly. Then I moved on to trying to get the drawers out after I cleaned it. I cleaned it just with my Crud Cutter pre-paint cleaner, and then I rinsed it off just with a clean towel. And I could not get these drawers out. You can see me that I'm really trying my best, but I could not get them out. So I just ended up leaving them in and doing the work with them in, which isn't ideal, but we got it done. So I eventually give up. And for some reason, I forgot to take footage of me sanding, but I scuff sanded this entire piece with a 220 grit sandpaper just to kind of give the paint something to adhere to. As you can see, my little helper is helping me clean, and I'm embarrassed by the dust. It's so dusty in our garage, so don't judge me there. Next up, I'm just wiping off the dust residue from scuff sanding this. Look at those club feet though, how well that stripper works. And obviously I stripped the top as well, just to discover the most gorgeous wood grain. Unfortunately, it's really thin veneer, so you can see on the edges, I kind of sanded too deep and kind of showed the MDF board. So I had to paint the edges there. But I'm just giving this a really good wipe down before I prime and start with the paint. I can't wait to show you guys what color I chose. For this project, I chose Eucalyptus from Fusion Mineral Paint. I have absolutely fallen in love with this paint. It looks like it's so thin, but the coverage on this beautiful paint and the finish is just incredible. And here's the first little sneak peek. I had to get those air bubbles out. They were driving me crazy, but I love the color, and it is such a chameleon. Like, depending on the color or the light that it's in, it looks so different. It's just such a beautiful muted sage, not sage green, but I don't know how else to describe it. It does remind me of sage, to be honest. A little bit lighter, but yeah, I'm rambling on, but I really love this paint. So I ended up doing a paint wash on both the feet and the top of the dresser because the feet were just a little bit darker than the top. They both had red tones, and I just kind of wanted them to match and kind of neutralize some of those red tones, especially in the feet. So here I'm using the color Algonquin from Fusion Mineral Paint, which is honestly becoming my favorite color ever. And I just watered it down, pretty dilute. You don't need very much for these washes, and then you put it on and quickly wipe it off. You really want to make sure it's evenly put on, and you'll see why, because I made the mistake of doing too much too quickly and it dried unevenly on the top. So I had to start all over again in terms of sanding that down. So the key is to work in small sections and just wipe it back before it dries. Otherwise it can dry. It's pretty streaky. And this is where I realized it dripped all over my floor. Evenly here and I painted in the dark, I had to take just a very fine grit sandpaper. I think I used 220. Yeah, there it is. Just to take off that's 320, but I ended up switching to 220 to take off the paint. And then I redid the wash and then I applied hemp oil. And I'm sure so many people are just cringing the way I put this hemp oil on, but it works for me. I ended up doing a second coat with a brush and then wiping away the excess after a few minutes. And this wood honestly just drank up the hemp oil. I absolutely love using hemp oil because it doesn't have fumes. It's natural, so I don't have to worry about it getting on my hands. And it's also food safe, so I can use it on cutting boards. And you can also use it on butcher block to nourish the wood. And there I am showing you my $3 shirt I scored at the thrift shop. And I'm just staging the piece here. I ended up running to the thrift store and getting a couple things that I thought would suit the piece better because I had tried some black frames and it just honestly clashed with it. So I'm just staging it, and I kind of struggle with these bigger pieces staging them, especially since our house is always under a state of renovations, it seems like. And I tend to start DIY projects in my house, get bored, and then start a new one. So nothing is really complete. It's just utter chaos. Finally, we have the finished piece, and I really, really love it. Honestly, I would keep this piece if it was a little bit more narrow. As you can see, it's kind of too wide for our door frame, and I don't want it to keep getting bashed because I have 3 little boys, but I love how it turned out. And I hope you guys do too. Let me know in the comments. There's a Christmas present hiding. Don't forget to give this a like, subscribe, comment. It really helps me out. I'd love to grow this channel. And thank you so much to everyone who has already subscribed. It really means the world to me. We hit 100 subscribers, which seems like not a lot, but it's huge to me. And thank you, thank you, thank you.